They're playing for this moment all season long. They battled up to be in a matchup where it was all or nothing, and now it all begins. Fish123 on the CT side, Imperial over on the T side. Here we go. It's going to be a quick funneling push from Imperial straight up as they get themselves ready to spurt out on towards long. They've got 4 men there, one hanging ever so far back. His job, cover that flank. Make sure Fish don't go on the counter-aggressive front and look for a pick of their own. And so far, so good. Imperial, they garner control of toilets. Sliggy going to be the first point of contact for the CT side.
And he's on the wrong side of the wall if they do go long. Jacob currently peeking that way, but the rest are eking their way down into connector. It's 3 Ts. So Imperial, they're playing this split game. We saw it yesterday in train where they fake to one side and then quickly rotate to the other side. Always just trying to make the life of the defending side a misery. Currently Fish123, they don't necessarily know, but the first point of sight has been spotted. Jacob has spotted Sliggy. Sliggy has spotted Jacob. You see Mike also defending here. Sliggy actually wanted to go aggressive, pushing up. Jacob peeks and he gets the shots off. Mike not in a position where he can trade. And now this A site, it's vulnerable as Imperial make their way up.
Look at Mike though, trying to caress himself on forward, looking to make the play here to try and force the hand back for the CT side. It gets spotted out. Reason gonna take him down with the Glock, and this is the catalyst for Imperial as they spurt on towards the CT side. They get full control as Roma is going to try and respond and gets himself the headshot onto us, Jacob, but that's something. But it's not quite everything. It doesn't begin the play. All it does is get the wheels set in motion as Fish begin to creep on through, but they don't know where Connor is. He is just going to be running right. We are going to see 2 back-to-back headshots from the mysterious man that is going to be referred to as player from now on, as Windansky, Glock in hand, sets himself up to try and stop down that defuse. It is going to be told with 5 seconds left on it. Peter, long range tapping on through, can't quite find the frag, but has he wasted the time? Yes, he has. The mysterious man carries on forward.
I love it. Mysterious man coming on through. It's something out of a movie here, but that is such a hard bomb to defuse. When the terrorists get it placed in that spot, then to defuse it, you have to just stick it like a man. And our mysterious man showed that his balls were huge. It's impressive stuff from Fish123, but it's exactly what you want in this first round here to get yourselves onto that offensive after Imperial had broken your defenses. Now it should be easy going. Fish123 should be in a position to just start tearing through this defenseless Imperial lineup. But Windansky with the UMP, the wild card choice, and that will be a gun going on over to Imperial.
Early control for Fish123. Coming in over on towards A-Long. Keita gonna make that work. Takes down Boaster. Yet again, putting the pillar in place to equalize the situation for Fish. They have the weapon power, of course. Referring to that as the UMPs, the scout, the rifle. Or an anonymous figure. The hero we all need, but didn't quite deserve. That's gonna be a great thing to play off. Hopefully we can get his identity revealed. Could be anyone at this point, right?
It's Ricky Gervais, man.
That's who it is. You know what? That's what we're going with. Ricky Gervais. The man with the M4.
Or what's his name? Bob Scott? Is it?
I have a rough idea of who I think it is, but it's Fish123, right? They could whip out any wild card. Keita going to take down Connor though, and that's at least something to bring us back down to the present. As Ricky Gervais is going to be looking on towards short, M4 in hand, but the push is coming in towards long. That's where he needs to draw his attention. Goes for the spray, finds a double kill, as then he looks for a triple, and he gets away with it. Ricky Gervais running wild with the M4.
Unfortunate.
Don't crush my dreams. Don't refer to him as Bathan. No, he's Ricky Gervais now.
It's confirmation Bathan playing there for Fish123.
As expected, at least. So
yes.
we were right on that hunch, but you know, you always want to get that confirmation. It's always going to be something. Fish123, another team who do have a few varying players on their roster and can tend to pluck a few different ones out every now and then, keep us on our heels. Surprising. But for now, it is back to the buy, and it's going to be a pretty pertinent point as Reason. They're ready and waiting with the rifle. Takes the jewel up on towards Mike and gets away with it practically unscathed. Already an initial fight for Imperial, one they will win. But they're planting their flag and moving towards spawn. They're pretty comfortable right now just to take control of mid. The only factor is going to be Connor. Gets peeked from short. Quick trade.
Bathan for Connor. It is a trade, but it's a trade that only favors Imperial as they have the man advantage. Now, such a hard task here for Fish123 to defend in a position. I expect they're going to put 2 men over towards that A site. Perhaps just have 1 in the window so he can get the quick rotate between B and A. But you have a look at where Imperial currently playing the map. Jacob just pushing forward to B, trying to sell this A site plant. The rest of the team creeping their way around to head into that construction yard and then split onto the B site. Sliggy did spot it. Now, will they contest it? Look at where Keita is. Push all the way up along. That's great information for Fish123. They might be able to figure out it's a B side push before it comes, but Imperial so close to the ticket, and 30 seconds left on the clock means it's all coming down to this. Keita is making his way into connector. If he does so, then Fish123 will surely know this is a B site push, and they're definitely going to know as Imperial burst onto the side.
Roma so crisp. Keita springs into action on towards Jacob, and the madness begins to unfold. Fish123, they drop down the hammer, they smash it into the ground, and it reverbs all across the floor as the B site gets crumpled to pieces, but it all swings into that CT side. A 3-0 side for Fish123. They start off strong, they make fish food of Imperial. Imperial now going to call a technical pause off the back of that, having a few problems. They are going to look to get themselves comfortable, making the assumption is a tech, at least judging by the idea that a player has departed from the server. But this does give us a bit of a talking point, as you mentioned, as you tried to snipe on in there, as Imperial didn't quite get the start they were searching for.
Definitely didn't. That first gun round, it's certainly a hard one, especially since they got the bomb plant, so their purchase was very weak. It wasn't a full gun round. I expect in round 5, that's when we're going to see a full-fledged infuse, especially if this technical pause is able to resolve the issues that they are facing with Connor by the looks of it. So it's not necessarily the start they want, 3-0. It's a good, healthy beginning for Fish123, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything so far. They are on the CT side of overpasses. I stumbled my word.
Seaside, new map confirmed.
Yeah, Seaside. Well,
it's a great Canadian caster,
dude. He is, you're right. But for Imperial, they've got plenty of time to come back into this game. You know, they're looking for that round 5 as their first real go at breaking the defense of Fish123, and unfortunately in that previous round they were just too slow, and Keita's ability to push down long, not get spotted, of course there's no one there, and then push into connector, it meant for Imperial, they just didn't know that they Fish123 were expecting this push. They thought that they had Fish123 on the hook. Unfortunately, they were not. And so now another, force buy. It's not really. It's just pistols here for Imperial. A chance for them to do a bit of damage to the economy of Fish123 before we head into round 5.
Oh, you know what they say, fishing. It's a hard task. It's easy to try it, but can you actually make it work? Different question in itself, as at least it is going to be a bit of damage to be done here and there. Imperial sprinkling themselves a few little pistol shots, a bit of flare into the round as they take down Mike. Do have an M4 as well on the pocket of Boaster, so that's at least something you can begin to allude towards as the SMG on towards Jacob. Sets us up for what could be a competitive round for Imperial.
And how many times did we see this yesterday from Imperial on their pistol rounds, just taking an advantage over their opponent through good team play and trading for those guns? Now they do get cut down to a 3 versus 3, but they have done substantial damage to Fish123, and the bomb is still making its way up towards that A site. They will be able to get fairly close to the site based on the defensive position of Batham. But they have to be careful. Sliggy, he's coming around from behind with that scout. Maybe the stab in the back that Imperial were not expecting.
That plunge coming any second now, providing we see Sliggy begin to get his heels moving. Start jogging on forward. Batham peeks out, slides himself a headshot on towards Reason, starts off strong. A few shots are going to find themselves through, and you can already see Sliggy get himself set up with the scout. Longer range affair as he takes down Jacob. Boaster going to flick back though, just deals with him, dispatches of that player. And this means things are a little bit more disparaging now for Boaster, but at least he gets that bomb plant down, the bare minimum of what he was looking for, as he now begins to get himself set up for his clutch. Peeks in towards Roma's crosshair though, and he's a player that refuses to miss, gets himself that spray. And that's another round onto the board of Fish123. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Let's not stop praising them. That was way too close. They lost a lot of money there.
They did lose a lot of money. It's exactly what we were talking about, Imperial's ability to start cutting some of those guns out of the economy. Another technical pause for Imperial, Connor to reconnect to the server, obviously having a bit of issues with his Irish internet. I don't blame it. It's a hard task.
Are you flaming Irish internet there by any chance?
I'm not saying anything about potatoes. What are you saying?
Wow, dude. You went there. You brought up the fateful word. Either way, they're back on topic. I don't want to stray too hard away because this really is kind of a close-knit matchup. It's 4-0, but I feel like Imperial have a big opportunity here because they carry the momentum from that previous round of getting so close, but so far, in retrospect, with those pistols, that it means that going in with these rifles, you kind of chalk it up to, okay, we got this. We know what works. Let's do it one better now with this real firepower. We've got what we need from the get-go instead of having to go and get it for ourselves.
No, I agree. And for Imperial, this is the round where they can start contesting that scoreline. If they lose this one, then Fish123 are on the track to having a very nice half for themselves. So this first contest against Mike may just be very important. He's burning away. He's still in that fire, just scoped on in down to 24 HP. Mike just going up against it. Now, let's see if we can have more. It's going to be Batham looking for the contest, traded out Connor to find 2 for themselves. Imperial going to make their way towards this B site. They do love the B site here, Flakes. Almost too much, perhaps. You made a mention of that. Team's just prioritizing it, but if they can get the bomb down and hold it, it's great stuff for them. Boaster to find Roma here. It leaves this in a 4 versus 2. The odds stacked up against Fish123 as the bomb's planted.
The thing about this B site is that a lot of these teams have a real kind of core understanding of how to take it, but not just how to take it, how to keep it, which right now is going to be the struggle for Imperial, but one that at least Sliggy going to begin to make it a little bit harder for them as he takes down Connor right through the edge of the smoke. A flash going to go off as well. This begins to make that kind of low water triangle a bit more of an awkward affair, but Boaster, he wins it. The flash not quite preemptive enough, leaving Mike AWP in hand to work out, okay, well, what can I add to this round? The answer, Mike, you got to save, my friend. You got to carry that AWP into that 6th round.
Yeah, and he has to provide a bit of distance between the bomb site, only on 12 HP, so has to back up into a corner here and make sure that he doesn't take too much damage from that blast. It is a bit deceiving, the walls of Overpass, but not for Mike. That is it. A very important round for Imperial. They strike their first, and strike-wise, it was hot, like you mentioned. The momentum from that pistol round coming through in full force to this gun round. Now, a chance for them to start building up a bit of money. Everyone is fairly healthy on Imperial. They're going to have a bonus round if they want to go for it on some of the players. Maybe they force down with some inferior guns. Can't say the same for Fish123. That round 4 really hurt their economy, and now they need to hold on to this or they're on an eco.
There is one big risk though, and it's that B site comment I made at the start, and it, you can already feel it beginning to haunt Imperial, right? They're still going to try and make it work towards short. They're getting away with it, but Mike responding with already 1 frag does at least kind of bode a little bit better for Fish.
No.
Oh, so close, and gets one on towards Windansky. That is brutal. Jacob to take down Roma at least somewhat sways the tide of things, as it is going to be good old Batham to keep swinging, still fighting right through the smoke, and pretty damn close on towards Jacob, but the smoke is going to act as the perfect shroud as a flash will pop. Still provides him that window to pick it up, takes down the bomb carrier, but Reason with the trade pretty much seals the deal. Slicky left in 1 versus 2.
He's going to go for this. He has to go for this. It's a eco round for Fish123. He has the defuse kit. He has a flashbang. If he can find this initial frag, then he turns it into a 1 versus 1, and things become easier for him. Pushing up short, Imperial giving him all the room he wants to allow him to make the mistake in a matchup between them. Sliggy now feeling the pressure as he makes his way around the corner, and Jacob will be able to finish that one for the team. 2-4 now, and that eco round we talked about, they are certainly looking to save Fish123. Look for that round 8, another gun round to come forward for them, but this money game, it's starting to build up for Imperial. They're starting to get that economy in the bank. Another round on the board puts us to 3-4, and then we're fighting for that tied score.
Fish123 need to use this round as an opportunity to sit down and have a chat, a bit of a fireside discussion, just spark one up and decide, okay, you know what, we need to improve our B-side hold. You can see them kind of stacking here with the pistols, but that's easy to say, oh, let's just stack B with pistols. Does that change anything? Well, not really. Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of damage here and there, but even that doesn't have too much of an effect. Imperial, their economy is stacked. So what we really want to see them discussing is the idea of what to do on their gun rounds.
And they haven't been allowed to do that because of this quick play from Imperial. Straight on into the site. Don't allow Fish123 to get set up. Don't allow Fish123 to discuss anything. Throw them straight into that gun round. And Imperial able to execute off it. Now, it is going to be this AWP purchased up for Sliggy, but no armor based on the weak economy they have. Maybe an issue for Fish123 if Sliggy has found himself in a tough position. I'm really interested to see Imperial start to change up their play just a little bit, whether it be slower than towards B, or if it is, in fact, just go towards A, because as soon as they start getting themselves in a default, that's when Fish123 will start figuring out what they need to do to defend this B site. And that's where Imperial can start to lose the advantages that they're building for themselves.
Right now, though, Imperial being pretty damn smart in the way they approach this B site. Has been spotted, but even then, they're not prompting a rotate at all. So that information Batham has done absolutely nothing with, which could be disastrous now as Imperial begin to make their avenue on towards this site, and they are collapsing down quick as anything. Batham is going to find one. He's the only player to really have any effect on this side at all, but Windansky getting the perfect flank. Batham still there in the limelight though, finds one, doesn't quite double dip for the second though, and Windansky on the flank is going to go huge. A double kill for him as Sliggy with the AWP tries to have an impact into the round, but he's too late to the site, as now he gets Molotov forced back. Very, very wish-washy stuff from Fish123. Mistakes were made. This round, yet again, is all going for him, Imperial. There is no faith. that anything can be done here. Sliggy has to save this ult.
You can't allow Imperial to get that foothold on their T side. You can't miss shots like that in the future, Sliggy. Perhaps this round, it's not going to be consequential, even if you do lose that AWP. It is a big investment for Fish123, but they are still going to be forced onto another save buy for themselves in this next round. Sliggy looks like he might just lose the SORP as well. So it's a bit of a pain for Fish123 as they do, you know, get forced into this tied situation that Imperial should be able to take over from them. But Imperial's T side is very strong. There's always the question in my head. I constantly say it, but it's because I am constantly not sure about their consistency on CT side. At least for Overpass, it is a CT, you know, a map that favors CTs. There's a lot of great, strong ways to hold the map. Another way to play it proactively. Sliggy here, with the pistol up close, might be able to do damage. He does find Reason. Wendansky, in fact. This should just be a round that Imperial are able to push forward and get the bomb down. This time playing it slow, though. That fast push onto B, not going to be the case. A fast push onto A, not going to be the case either. Showing a lot of respect towards Fish123. But Fish123, they're stacked on the B side, just trying to do as much damage with the pistols as possible. It looks like Imperial have figured this out. Connor will lose his life in a trade. I feel like Imperial need to start pushing. Doing it very slow here. It's actually going to allow a rotate.
You've got to give him credit, though, for playing slow here and not just kind of not going straight in towards B, because it at least kind of answers up for us somewhat that in the anti-ecos, they're thinking things through. Even if they do take a few losses here, the chance of an actual round win coming out from Fish is pretty damn low. Yeah, they've got the flank coming in from Roma. It's something that, you know, you could argue is being a little bit more exciting, but it's a Deagle. It's always going to be difficult to land those sort of shots, and when the pressure begins to kick in like it is now, that just adds a whole nother element into play. Mike? Well, yes, he's got a rifle, but that's not going to do too much either because he's left in a 1 versus 3. So for Fish, it was about damage. It was about making sure that he could really harm Imperial. But what they don't know is Imperial just have so much in the bank that saving 3 rifles is a win-win for them. 13,950 on Jacob is a prime example.
Yep, and they've got that, you know, savings fund for AWP if they ever want to pull it out.
Jacob doesn't have to spend anything. I think he spent about $600 or so, if that. $700. That's nothing going into a round. So he gets to keep it all, which really kind of sums up that economic point. At least, though, for Fish123, they have a bit more of a fighting chance, a change to make, and they're going aggressive on shore. That's their choice. Sliggy needs to land this shot, though. He missed the fateful one before, but he won't miss this as he starts off strong. Takes down Connor. Kita, the man to watch towards Connector.
He's done this before, but they were coming to him this time. The Molotov will go out, and that will force Imperial back. You do see this rotate from Jacob to try and clean out sight, but it's already 2 men lost for Imperial, and this is where things get tough. They're stuck in Connector. They've got pressure coming on either side of them. Not a clear route out. Boaster looking for this trade. If Mike steps a little bit closer into the action, well, he's actually pinned between 2 people, and Wendansky will be able to find that first frag for Imperial to start tying things over for them. But Fish123, they have strong positions. On A, they've pushed so far up. They've got that early defense system, essentially. They're happy to trade a member, even lose a member, because they'll get that information early. All right, they're coming this way. And Kita, he's been so crucial on these flank routes. Looking to run into Wendansky here. Actually finds Boaster on the angle. A good spray down, puts a lot of damage. Imperial, they're running out of time.
They have begins to almost get lured in by the Fish123 side. They've been so smart here from that CT side perspective in terms of that aggression. It was controlled, it was well thought out, and it bears so many rewards. Can they keep this train going? Force Imperial to be that passenger as they try and get themselves off over on towards A, but it's going to be a tough task. Boaster then to make that first contact, finds himself one snapping on towards the cranium is Sliggy. And that's going to compete out towards Long, but he's going to be tackled by Kita. The ball now on board Boaster yet again, but there's only so much he can do, so low in HP. That Reason is going to be able to find that trade. Reason still swinging, he looks for a second, but he can't do enough. It's impossible for him to fight out that 1 versus 3. A constant funnel of players coming in from Dumpster. Leaves only one alternative, a round for Fish123. They've broken the back of Imperial, broken that chain. But Imperial, they're going to begin to hammer back into it. They've got the blacksmith working there to repair that link. They've got all the money in the world.
Yep, they are going to be able to purchase up for at least another round if they lose this one. So Imperial, they are in a fairly healthy position as far as economy is concerned, and they didn't expect for the contest to come out. It was 5 seconds on the clock. Roma just backed himself in a position. He's like, yeah, no, I've got this easy. This bomb plant came down. Unfortunate position there for Imperial, but does make this game very interesting. You can see that Imperial are hungry for a win here. They want to try and solidify their chances of playoffs. This final week, it's all they've got. This final matchup, it's their last. And it's against one of the hardest teams in the league. Fish123 have been so consistently strong, consistently up there in that pole position. Now they have to try and break the back at least once, perhaps twice. As now Mike looking up this angle. Reason though, able to find the kill for himself. Down to 6 HP, but it's the advantage already for Imperial. They're testing both sides here, Flakes. You said they needed to. It's exactly what they're doing.
It's that battle of the push and the shove, right? Look, you can see Jacob's position. He's now there to support Bostraw towards long. These guys are the double-pronged attack coming in on towards A if they so choose. But it's not guaranteed, it's not locked in. Keita gonna look for that information though, it's smart from him. He takes a battle, wins one, make that a second as he bats on towards Windansky, beating him to a pulp as a double kill for him is so huge. As it turns the tide into the favor of Fish123, Roma, Batham ready and waiting on towards B because they're getting a hint that something is not quite right. And they're smart for this. Imperial, they're too spread out now, it actually hurts them. That bomb, it's gonna have a bit of an identity crisis, it has no idea where to go.
It's going to be this push onto the B side. 15 seconds left, and Connor going to be the first contact, and he finds Batham, and he finds Roma as well. He cuts them down to a shred, and he's going to get the bomb plant down, but he's separated from Boaster, and it's going to be a rotate as Boaster and the rest of Fish123 rotate towards the same place at the same time. They have Keita coming from connector to try and deal with Boaster from behind, as Boaster's looking to find the perfect position, but he just doesn't know what to do here, and Keita will be that backstab force that is necessary. That's another round going to Fish123 as they play that one almost perfectly, just baiting out Imperial in so many situations. If it wasn't for the massive play from Connor, that would have been a clean-cut round for them.
I want to be a little bit abstract here in terms of the comment I'm about to make. I want to strip away all the elements that make up Fish123 and look at just Keita. You can't knock him. He might not be up there on the huge stat lines, you know, Batham is topping him, sure. But that's not the element we're trying to dissect here. Look at the way he's positioning himself. Look at the information he's constantly trying to poke out for the team. He is the crucial dynamic, right, of Fish123 that gets them to 6. Because without the information he's getting in these previous rounds, without the double kills and the triple kills as well, just to kind of go further into that, Fish123 wouldn't be on 6 rounds. You can't knock him for that. You've got to praise him.
You look at the map right now, Mike and Sliggy have pushed all the way up towards this playground. So much information bought, and Fish123, they're starting to reshuffle their B defense as they're almost certain the bomb is going to come to B. This information gained by Fish123 may just be enough to stop this push through, but Connor comes in and he finds Keita, who's flashed up Roma on the column. Will he find more than one? He will. That's the bomb on the floor now. Makes things difficult. Sliggy, the rotate not well enough, and the bomb site has been taken. Just Batham in this jungle. Will he be able to have the impact for his team? No. It's only Mike, a UMP from Monster, trying to shut this one down. A 1 versus 2, the bomb's still on the ground, and Jacob, he's turned his back at the wrong time. He's going to find an easy spray down, but he misses everything. Jacob will find the return. Oh, you have to feel so sorry for Mike, as he just couldn't clutch it out.
That is not where you want to be. Big mistakes to be made, and this is the UK Masters final week. You can't afford that. That could have been a Snacks-like play. That could have been the one that gets highlighted at the end of this week as game-changing. But instead, it fell apart. The UMP couldn't quite get that surprise attack. Instead, when it went for the shots, it all just crumbled to pieces. Clearly, not quite the chef he was hoping to be, as now it is just 6-6, and things are getting rough. But Fish123 loving it with the Julies, at least.
He's gone from missing a crucial play to purchasing up Julies. That says a lot, doesn't it, about yourself? It's almost like you're punishing yourself further after that. But some damage has been done. It is Sliggy to find a couple, as this team is trying their best to break down Imperial. Reason won't be on this attack. But they have made their way up to the A site. Jacob pushed right on up. At least Keita has varied his position every round. Perhaps he could be that wild card, that player to just spice things up, and Fish certainly could use it in this round. M4 has been recovered. Roma's hands has it. Will they be able to do anything with it? Keita pushing forward, up close with that fire P250. They will be able to find the kill onto Windansky. That's another rifle going to Fish123. The bomb planted. Dangerous games.
Well, at least it's part of towards A, though. That's something that is very much a rarity for the Imperial side, as Roma pops off with the double kill to at least make this contested. But Jacob holding that angle down, makes things a little bit more tough for him for this push, but information being garnered. But Keita, don't cut that wrist, don't think your head very much there to see as Jacob getting given a 1 versus 1s. Jacob has so much opportunity here now just to back off and waste all the time in the world. This is very poor CS now coming out from the CT side. He's going to try and toggle that defuse, bait Jacob out, but Jacob is smart. He knows what's up, and he wins that clutch. Why, oh why, would you give him that much room? Keita even shows himself. He says, by the way, I'm just crossing over here, my head's here, just going to paint a big rat fed target on my head. Why?
Let's not forget, no armor. It was a hard scenario for Fish123 to be able to complete that. The AK, of course, going to shred them through. But you are correct. They gave him too much room to play. And they gave him too much room in the previous round when Mike was trying to line up a shot, try and find out as much information before. Using that UMP, Jacob just turned around and finished the job. Technically 2 clutches, you could say, based on the positions that Fish123 were in. And Jacob has been in the center of it. Now going to find that first frag. He drops one and drops the second. I was really hoping it would just be that ladder. It's like one drops down and then the other falls down from the boost and finds that he's down as well. But for comical relief, it was not to happen. Sliggy trying to find that backstab as he upgrades to a ZZ75. The rest of his team coming around. Imperial, if they can spot this out, they'll plant the bomb in a position that favors them. They're currently just holding on, waiting for the info game. And when Dansky is right behind them, Batham, nowhere he can go. Roma will fall as well. And that will be Imperial finally taking a substantial lead here as they win the half. Can they push it to a 9-6? We'll have to find out.
They certainly are kind of there, nipping at the heels of Fish123, just saying, you know what, we're going to keep on pushing you now. We're going to keep on feeling confident. I think, you know, you look at a man like Jacob, he's currently the highest fragging player for Imperial. That says a lot because Jacob, not to knock on the guy, but he's the tactician. He's the guy with all the brain power. Which kind of adds into that point of when Fish123 give Imperial this much room, they give him all the information, that plays into a guy with all this game sense, all this knowledge. Bear in mind, he's also a guy who's been upping his play with that rifle, so it's big stuff from him. And now look at this flank, look at the smart play, finds himself one, gets all the information, Boaster gonna support him with the trade play to eke it to a 3 versus 3.
Sliggy, just about in a good position to find Boaster. Boaster's back turned, he's caught in rotation, he will lose his life. It's a 2 versus 3, it's not where Imperial want to be. Jacob from the grave having to lead these guys into a position. Thankfully, Windansky has a chance to equalize that score count, and it will be now the 2 versus 2. Reason, I see you getting excited, has pushed all the way up to the A site, and Batham has no idea he's there, right into the crosshairs, and Reason will find that kill. Roma now the sole proprietor of Fish123, and a chance to try and make things work.
They know.
Yep.
Windansky, you absolute... That's so smart from him. There was a big decision there, right? And the reason why that's so good. Notice how Windansky didn't just dart for the bomb straight away, because he could have just went, you know what, boys, I'm going to go pick up that bomb, just going to headlong over towards A. But no, he waits.
Because Fish123 have consistently rotated
through
from the B side through connector.
It's literally Jacob going to be there going, right, boys, we've read them like a textbook, we're back in school, we know what's up.
This is where things get interesting. Imperial on the CT side. They have that 3-round lead. A pistol round win will push them into a very healthy scenario. They need to get there, and it's a quick push towards B as it's going to be Batham opening up with 2 frags onto Connor and Jacob. Boaster up in the window, trying to tap at heads, and he will find Sliggies. But can they get any more for their buck? Windansky trying to get onto Batham. He'll get that quick shot. It's a 3 versus 3, the bomb on the ground. And there's a defuse kit on Boaster as well. They have some time to play with, and then rotate out of the site may just be enough to get them the defuse if Fish aren't quick enough. Boaster pushing up into toxic barrels. He's getting spotted out here.
Yet again, Fish123, though, they've played all their cards. Now they're left to try and be reactive to what Windansky is going to do. He's waiting for Keita to walk right into his arms. Unfortunately, the quick turn comes on through. It's all left on Boaster, and Keita mops them up with a double kill. But that could have been a completely different round for Fish. Still feel like they're cutting it too close, but we can't knock on them. They get the pistol, and they're going to build off the back of this now. They've got the rifles coming up, already opting for triple AK-47 instead of the UMPs.
Yep, that is them saying that they are worried that Imperial are bringing a competitive match, and they want to respect Imperial as much as possible, especially looking for some long, drawn-out fights towards A. It's very exciting. We should start this half off with a tied 9-9 scoreline. If Fish123 can play their cards correctly, then it all is down to that. Remember, Fish123, their playoff chances are solid. It's Imperial who needs these matches to make it there. You have to feel like Imperial want it more. They need it more Can they play for it?
Well, you got to play for it. You've got to try for it. It's all about that dream at the end of the day. Get yourself to be one of the highest tier players. The poster begins to make that push, but his dream is going to be crushed, at least in the short term, as Mike going to take him down with a swift as ever headshot. Do see another get lobbed off as well, but it is only a volley that isn't going to be returned, as so far so good, at least for this T side. They've got themselves in a 4 versus 4. But the positions from Imperial do at least kind of bode something to be desired, but at the same time you kind of have that huge firepower advantage for the terrorists. That means no matter what, even if we see Imperial kind of sneak it in with just another frag, a 3 versus 3 or even a 3 versus 4 can still very easily swing in favor of Fish123.
Jacob peeks around the corner and Sliggy will say hi. Wendansky consistently upgrading his gun on this second round of the half. It was UMP last, now it's the Scout. He's going to be up in that window to try and knock off some heads. Reason, he finds Mike and he will be able to upgrade. But will there be any more? Connor, he found Roma, but he holds off too long. Unfortunately, won't be able to find the frag for himself. Now Wendansky has to make every shot count here with the Scout. He's not going to find the first, unfortunately. Sliggy around that corner. Everyone else keeping their heads low. Just Sliggy contesting as Roma now peeks around the corner, down to 13 HP. There's no chance here for Imperial to be able to find the bomb defusal. Reason just going to take that AK and recover it. Keep it for the next round, but Fish123 make their way closer towards that tied score.
It's good from Fish. Stop giving Imperial these windows of opportunity. Instead, they sit behind that pillar. They do not face at all until the time is right, the price is right for them. And it gets them that round, which you can see by the idea of them buying those rifles. It's not just that idea of safety, that buzzword of we want to make sure we get the round, but it's also longevity. They know if they lose that, it's a huge mess up. So they want to keep everything they've got going in to this 18th round. So good stuff for them, as we mentioned. Glossing on past that though, 8 to 9. Imperial, they do have one rifle to play with. That's damage. That's dollar bills a reason. He's going to look to really be the parting player here. He wants to find, what, a double kill? Try and even play for a big play or a triple? It's a very big ask, but if he's got pistol supporting him, that's where the flank comes into play.
And it's a stack towards this B site, and they're currently walking into it, Mike, with that Mac 10. We'll find one and Keita with a UMP as well. Unfortunately, Imperial were in a prime position to start cutting down the tactical side, this terrorist side, but it's just not enough. They don't get any guns for themselves, and now this bombs, it's making its way up a long, straight on over, and Imperial, they haven't got the positions right yet. They're not in the position to hold it just yet. Where's that AK? It's over on the B site, but it is starting to make its way over towards A. They're going to try and defend with 3 as here comes Fish123. Connor's head spotted, and Mike on the flank as well, looking to just come up behind Connor. At least will check with his deagle, but his checking will not yield any results. Boaster, head down, just waiting, trying to be invisible. But a 2 versus 5, the bomb down. It makes things extremely difficult for Imperial to do anything.
They're also just giving Reason no room to peek. They do give him that double kill though, but shouldn't really be allowed too much more. Don't want to eat my words here, don't start changing things just as we give you a benefit of the doubt. And there you have it, Batham going to get that duel on towards Reason. Does drop that AK. It is a double kill though, which is something that I did kind of mention at the start of the round was kind of the bare minimum of what Reason was looking for. So unfortunately that is just another positive to stack up to the CT side. But it's not like Fish123 haven't got their own bank of savings, banks of yes, this is good for us, kind of coming into play. 9-9, it's their time to bring the match into their favor. They want that 10th round. They've got everything they need to do it.
Fish123, they're pushing for information over towards A, but if this push into B is quick from Fish123, that information won't necessarily mean anything. As they check playground, they check mid, there should be information that Imperial need to say, hey, this is coming towards B, and they're looking to try and rotate quickly over there. Jacob making his way down. And here comes Fish123. Connor will find one, but Roma there with the double. Now this site looking wide open. Jacob, he's waiting, he's looking, he's hoping someone comes into his crosshairs, and Mike will be there, the first one to see him. But now he has everyone to try and take him down, and Fish will be successful. A 4 versus 2 and no defuse kits on Imperial. They will just back away, hold on to the M4s in their hands, look to try and save them into round 20.
It's a risk leaving Jacob that much presence on short, but facing him together as a core 3 with that short element as well coming in from Subas means that things are a little bit more comfortable for them, and it works out for them, right? They get themselves down to a situation where it is a 4v2, the kit thing being a big decision maker for Imperial, as you mentioned, because it means that when Wendansky and Boasted, they know they've got to back off. So for them now, it's about taking those rifles into this 20th round. But Fish123, they got what we said they wanted, that 10th round. Got to play off that though. They've got to chain it together. I think Fish123 some of the best results they've got have been whenever they have been able to get rounds together in a row.
What will Imperial do here? They are famed for their force-ups. This time it does look like they are going to play things safely. They understand the gravity of this game. It means so much for their chances. And so they will play Counter-Strike the way God intended it. The way Gaben intended it here, Flakes. Just the 2 M4s and some upgraded pistols. They find that kill onto Sliggy. It might just be another rifle they can recover, but Sliggy just about gets away, and it was only a UMP. I say only a UMP, it's basically a rifle.
Gotta love the UMP and just how strong it is. Oh, there was a big battle, and it was Connector. Yet again, it's been a pretty big point of contention for both of these teams, but they both walk away standing, which adds a bit more of a complex element into the round now, because both of these sides are going to be going, okay, where can we fight? What do we do? Which is why we're seeing this reflex from Boaster just to really waltz on forward, rocking the idea that it takes 2 to tango as he takes down Sliggy.
So many times Imperial, they get left with just a couple of rifles and they make work of it. There's Connor's Deagle finally connecting onto Roma, and now the chances are there for Imperial to find this round for themselves, push it to a tied score, and Wendansky's M4 will certainly help. It's only Keita and Mike, and Keita's been spotted out. Unfortunately for Wendansky, he doesn't have bullets in the tank and he will get pushed away. The Reason able to trade on back. Mike, the only man alive, against 4 here, and he's getting swarmed upon by Imperial. He finds the first onto Connor. Reason, he hides up. They can just lock him into the bathrooms here. It's almost like my high school bullying days when I was pushed down a toilet, so was Mike, as he tries to make his way out of the smoke. A chance for him to rotate. Imperial have allowed him room, but there's only 20 seconds, and he has to face up against Reason if he wants to get onto this B site. Trying his best to push forward onto short now. 10 seconds left, and Reason, he's just waiting. He's challenging him, and there's support in the window as well. Mike makes his way into the smoke, and Reason is spraying. The bomb will be planted. It's just going to be money in the bank for Fish123. Imperial take the round.
We can joke and we can laugh about it, but that's actually pretty damn good for this T side. It actually really helps them. It replenishes that money, gives them a little bit extra going into this 21st, and yeah, that's a win-win for them. It's a dodgy mistake being made from Imperial to allow that to happen, and you can see it already. It kind of gives them the idea that they can go for that full utility. They can really blaze into this round with the AWP from Sliggy, and it allows him to save a bit more money too, right? It keeps those players of Sliggy and Batham with that kind of 5k, that 7k, or just below, in that bank.
That's why you see so many players rush into the smoke and start knifing away as soon as someone makes their in. It's just easier to hear the sound cues.
Also, a knife kill is pretty damn valuable as well.
Of course, certainly is. Imperial, though, they have tied the score. Once more, with just 2 rifles, they battle 5 and take them down. It's classic war stories here. Now they need to hold on to this momentum. A win in this round will certainly give them a bit of a buffer room, as Fish123 will not have guns, and here they come straight onto the B side, and Connor, he's gonna find 2! No, he just finds 1, and it's all gone wrong. It's trades, it's 3 versus 3 now, and Reason, he's at the back of the site. The bomb should be making its way down onto the floor, planted for Fish123. Imperial not able to hold on.
Imperial, though, they have the tools, they have the information. They just gotta play smart, they gotta play well. But they're giving Roma so much here. He will find one, but Wendansky is also going to be around to do it, as it is going to be scope versus scope. But Boaster on the flank deals with Sliggy. Mike, playing this one safe, begins to get himself back on towards the site, wants to make sure things are covered, but Boaster continues his march forward, comes in through Monster. A slow and steady duel for him, but a very impactful one. That means Imperial, they're the ones to bite ahead. Fish123, you got your 10th round. But what's up now? Imperial, they're the ones in control.
Money strong though, Fish123, they certainly have the money in the bank. They are going to be purchasing up this early rounds that they got under their belt. Will hold them together for now.
The plants as well really boosting their economy. Every single round they're getting plants.
Fish123, they're like Hydra. Chop one head off and 2 more grow back. Eventually, Imperial will figure out where they need to cut, where they need to stab to try and stop this gun purchase happening. But will they have the stamina to do so is the question, as now it's their chance to shine, their chance to receive a bonus. 11 versus 10 is the score. It's Fish123 pushing very close up mid. Reason is there, but there's so many members of Imperial swarming around this A site. In fact, they have a flank coming out as well from Boaster. Here comes the push though. Fish123 trying to get on him. Jacob overwhelmed. Windansky gonna fall back. Now for Imperial, they have to try and get into position. The bomb down.
All long though, going to be so useful. Boaster beginning to wake up somewhat as he finds himself a frag on towards Bafer. Mike trying to force his hand, bringing it back into contention for this T side, but it's going to be a tough battle as he gives up his position, but goes for the pre-fire. Boaster will fall, and the masses begin to get a bit more of struggling for Boaster as he gets shot up through the smoke, has his feet almost being nipped at. Connor going to try and make the best of the situation, but Windansky will fall. Roma, the man to dish out the damage. It's Connor, sure, you're on the flank, you're trying to chase down a player, you're trying to drop that AWP. But the only real flank you're on is the one that leads you up towards that B site. Run for the hills, my friend. It's Fish123. They've equalized. They've responded back to your call. You said you were the stronger team? Well, Fish123, they're playing to prove something.
It's an exciting game of Counter-Strike right here, Flakes. I wouldn't have it any other way in this last week of UK Masters. It all comes down to these games here. As at the beginning of the week, literally anyone could have ended up in playoffs. Exciting times. But now it's Imperial. It's your time to shine. It's your time to make your case. It's your time to win the debate here of the UK Masters.
The spotlight is really on both of these teams, though. We keep kind of bouncing around the ball. We keep saying, okay, now it's time for Imperial. But then Fish123, they wake up. They bring the play. They bring that next level. So in reality, is it one team with an edge, or is it two teams moving up on a scoreboard, beginning to really make that battle contested? As at 11-11, anything could happen. Pistols in the round from Imperial is going to be a struggle. They've got some Deagles. They've got one M4. Bakita going to be removing heads left, right, and center, swinging the sword around and doing the work.
At 11-11, it's the crucial part of the map. Lead could just break the back of both teams, but they are even in numbers. 3 versus 3 right now as the bomb, it makes its way over towards this B side, and Jacob with just a P250 up close may be able to find the shots, but he has his work cut out for him. He knows they're coming from all angles. He challenges the AWP and he wins it. Now he upgrades to that big green cannon. And the clock, it continues clicking. Fish123 not confident anymore, and Roma left all by himself. It's all on Keita now, and he's going to run into Reason as he makes his way up the staircase, turns and doesn't spot this Deagle. That Deagle will drop him. Keita falls, and Imperial keep their lead.
We keep on seeing both of these teams neck it out against each other, and Imperial, they're the ones that get that lead. And the big thing here is just imagine a reality for a second, where Fish123, they get their 12th, and Imperial, they get their 13th. Where does that lead us? Well, down a rocky road, but it tots up to an Imperial win. It tots up to them being 16-14. It could potentially lead to overtime, sure, but it really does give the advantage to the CT side court. Fish123 going to look to make a play with these pistols. They're going to aggressive. They got the Kevlar. They got the tools. They're looking for the Deagle shots, and they're going to find it. Roma going to land it as he takes the head clean off of Connor. Player, bait them. Both of them doing the work as they combine identities to take down Jacob. Reason going to be there with a rifle, the man from above to try and shoot through the shroud that is going to be that perfectly enacted smoke. But Imperial, they are in a struggling situation. A 3 versus 5. A swarm of players, all aggressive in nature. These pistols really set up for these battles. And then the flank from Mike is the cherry on top for this play, as he is just going to cut them down, mow them to sweet pieces with this UMP. Money to be made, but Boaster free-firing it through the wall.
What a man. Able to find that kill, but Imperial, they've all about given this round over to Fish123. The first fast play from Fish123, and it's well deserved for them. They are able to catch Imperial off guard, and they will be able to keep the score tied and keep our hearts racing as this game is neck and neck on a knife's edge. Still for anyone to take. Don't lose your gun, you won't. But now things are difficult. Both teams going to come into this one with guns. Will they be able to find the lead? Fish123. Imperial, they've certainly made a great showcase of dominance in this map, but Fish123 are not done yet, not ready to allow the underdogs to swipe it away from them. They start to show why they are this team that will forever be known as one of the, I would say, greatest UK CSGO teams, at least most memorable UK CSGO
in the names,
teams.
yeah, that's what you're talking about right now. Not just about the name of the team, but
Yeah,
the name of the
absolutely.
players, the identities that they all rock. There's Connor.
The Fish123 gentlemen.
Yeah, they're all known guys at the end of the day, right? Fish123 is a pretty long-living brand too in itself, so it's something to mention. Gotta call it a brand because I think everyone knows Fish123 right
Oh,
there.
that's what I'm trying to say.
Such a loved UK team.
You think UK, you think Fish, and you think we can count to 3.
I love that. That should be a team motto for them. But team mottos aside, because at this point, it's not about the team. It's not about the players. It's about what they can do. Remove the names. Call them whatever you want. That doesn't matter. It's about the players actually doing the damage, winning these rounds, as we still find ourselves stacked in a 12-12 scenario. Keita gonna look to get himself out on towards short. Bit by bit, Fish123, they begin to eke it out towards B. That seems to be their point of contention, but Keita is so low. Jacob almost certainly will win this battle. Keita gonna walk with a frag grenade in hand. That is disastrous.
And you know, it's actually the frag grenade swapping to it. Not because he didn't have his gun out, but the player pulls his arm out when you have a frag grenade, and that allowed him to be spotted around the corner. It's disastrous timing, and Imperial now have a fantastic chance to continue their lead. As long as they don't throw this away. It's Sliggy and an AWP, tries to get the bomb, and Boaster will not allow it. That's 13-12 as we head into round 26 here. Fish123, their economy finally broken down, as players just do not have the money to purchase the rifles. They are forced into a double economy scenario, are forced right down with those Tech 9s and CZs. Fish123, if they're able to steal this from Imperial, then it's miraculous. Imperial, though, with a chance to make match point.
Well, you've got a player like Sliggy in your team. You're a team who do not give up. But they're walking right into one hell of a player. Jacob gonna meet them, arm out, saying, "Hello guys, just a friendly greeting for you here. It's my M4." Unloading the lead, getting himself so many frags. Wendansky with Yorp, a similar affair. These pistols, they tried to get close. They tried to bring the fight, bring the thunder. But the only thing they got was the Grave, left with a vodka in hand. As Boaster gonna take down Roma.
It's 14-12, and it is an eco round for Fish123 unless they decide to force up right now and stop, at least attempt to stop Imperial making towards that 15 point, and that's exactly what they do. I'm expecting a Tech 9 rush on towards B here, Flakes. It worked out for them before they caught off Imperial. And that's exactly where they're heading. Straight on over to B. Will they be able to do the same? Will they rush straight on into the site? They will. It's going to be chaotic and the Molotov is there. Imperial trying to learn from their mistakes, but can they hold on to this site? Connor finds Roma, but it's traded back. Reason at the back of the site, going to find the first shots, but he gets taken down by Sliggy. At least Jacob's still in this position from short to stop the bomb from going down early, but Mike's able to clear him out. We're in a 2 versus 2. They have this chance, but Boaster trying to continue this pressure game. Stop the bomb from going down, and he will find Mike Sliggy all by himself at Tech 9 to his name in 19 HP against 2. It's a disastrous position to be in, but it's certainly winnable if he finds this trade against Boaster and doesn't get taken down from the window shots. It's not going to happen. That's match point. Imperial one more, and they take this first map off Fish123.
It means so much to them. This is so important. With 15-12, 5 frags is all that stands between them. It's their only opposition. And their opposition is weakened. A blow devastating for the side of Fish as their economy still finds itself stacked up on pistols. 1 rifle, so measly in amount. They do have that utility though, and that's going to be something in itself. Already, aggression being made in towards Connector, a journey, a meander for Fish that they've been successful with in the past, but also had quick trade come in from the CT side, and there it is again. Connor going for the triple, only finds the double, but that's enough as Sliggy now on towards short is well and truly heard. Reason going to be calling that out, calling the rotate. You can see them getting themselves set up into play. The crossfire is there. They are shutting this one down. Roma needs to step up, needs to do something. The Tech 9 rallying off the shots. Boaster going to fall off the back of that. But Imperial are left with a fighting chance.
Fish123, their chance here is actually very strong. They have the bomb in their hands. They have Imperial pushed against the wall into positions where they can't stop this bomb from going down. But unfortunately, it's in Roma's hands and he's pushed so far up. He needs to rotate and the smoke will allow him to do so. The bomb will go down and it's all on Imperial here to push on into the site. Reason with the M4, only 22 HP, and it just leaves Wendansky and the Orc to try and make this retake work. Fish123 primed and ready. Will they push through the smoke? How are they going to attempt this one? Imperial together, hold hands. With Roma, he's pushing forward and he's looking for the backstab to finish it off, and he will. Fish123 are not done yet here, Flakes. They're going to keep themselves alive and they're going to challenge Imperial's score. It's 13-15, and this time they have the guns in hand. It's a full buy for Fish123 thereabouts. So close.
They make it work when they have barely anything at all, but now they've got everything. They've got their heart's desire. Are they going to run away with things? Is that ego going to kick in? Is this where they crumble? A big question for Fish123, one that is going to be answered. Keita already aggressive. This could lead to an early entry frag, and yes, it will. Takes down Boaster. Wendansky with York looking, searching to respond. Jacob nearly getting his head completely blown off by Sliggy as he's there just almost coaxing him on, saying, jump again, do it. I'm ready, I'm waiting with that Kalashnikov to strike. As it is going to be a bit of a slowdown. Repositioning coming in for Imperial as they go aggressive on towards short. This could lead to a bit of a bloodbath here in towards the water. This Sliggy beginning to stir up that blood. Connor gonna peek on out, but Sliggy not quite giving it just yet. But Connor, what are you doing? Peek towards shore. That's what you need to be looking right now. But instead, he gets caught with his head clean off. Sliggy and Roma both combining. Imperial, they're getting rough. And they are left in a very difficult circumstance. A 2 versus 4, the bomb to be planted.
They have money to buy up in the next round, the final one of the half, if they do make it there far. Not to overtime, so they will have to try and contest this. They will have to try and make the defuse happen. They have the kit. But once more, it's this AWP in the hands of Windansky and a hard task. They're up against 4 and they have to find them all. Time is a-ticking. Windansky looking to try and find the first frag, but it's Batham to take him out with a quick shot of that AK. It's all down to this final round of the half. Round 30 here, 14 to 15. Imperial can finish it now. If they don't, it's overtime.
I'm feeling it. Overtime. It's just a hair's width away. So close.
Oh, I was wrong. They don't have
Imperial.
money.
They're going to be going into what they've got. It is pharmacies. It's still money. You're not, wholeheartedly wrong there. They do have a little bit. They have the pharmacies. They have the core rifles, and pharmacies aren't weak. What they lack, though, is going to be in that struggling utility. They don't have the flashes they've relied on. They don't have the Molotovs. If anything, they create a highway for Fish123 to funnel a way towards. That highway, right now, is looking like long. They don't want to face it. They don't have the firepower to face it. Leaving just Boaster just to jump peek it with the 5-7. He just wants to call it out. Fish, they're starting to adapt to that. They're pushing a whole lot more than they have been before. This could be disastrous overtime. I've got to say, already feeling likely.
It is certainly, but I think Imperial got that information that there's men pushing up long and they're starting to try and rotate men towards positions that they can try and hold this Fish123 swarm. Here come the Fishes, and Reason has his rod out ready to catch them. Will it be a great rod though? Not just yet, as Roma will find the trade. Now for Imperial, a tough task when Dansky pops his head around the corner, but he won't be able to find much, just the trade. But a trade in this scenario may just be enough to stop the bomb making its way. Sliggy, he's made the call. They're all on A. There's no one here at B. Come on, my friends, let's plant the bomb. But will they get there quick enough, or will they just play Imperial?
The big difference is actually going to be Jacob. He stops that rotate coming over towards B. The frag is also going to be played by Connor on towards Sliggy. This is where the going gets real tough. This is where people are tested. Players show what they are made of. As it's all or nothing for Fish123. They want to make this cross. They've got 15 seconds to do it. Jacob going to take down Roma. Is this where it all ends? 13 HP on Batham. He heads over, ventures towards Dumpster, peeks down, looks, checks his angle, whips out the bomb, looking to go for that plant, but he's about to find himself backstab, checks it out, gets the frag, brings it to a 1 versus 1, 4 seconds left, can sneak in with a guaranteed plant, but Jacob is there ready to take this fight. 13 HP, still so low, but he gets spotted out. A flash going to get thrown, but he misses the flash. That's crucial, but the second certain to land as he looks for the jewel, spots him out, but Jacob will win that battle, and it's going to be Imperial getting that defuse, but most importantly, getting that win. 16-14. The scoreline we said 9 rounds would happen is going to happen for Imperial.
Incredible stuff from their Imperial side to manage to find a way to take that map away from Fish123, the dominant team here in the UK Masters, and Imperial have just done themselves a solid. Their chances of playoffs have become even more possible for them.